Hello, Speed Gaming. Today we have custom against deysano. Medium upper bracket. We have Aussie mentoring custom and Wordsayer mentoring deysano. We're starting off with mini boss, and joining me on tracking is Slam347. How are we doing today? The race will be going to the race momentarily. So this is a best out of 3. The first pick is from, let's see, deysano picked mini bosses. Custom allowed deysano to pick the first objective, and the time is running. So the mini boss objectives are Spore Spawn, Croc, Batoon, and GT. Cropping is a little off on custom. Yes, cropping seems to be a little bit off on custom. We'll get that fixed in a moment. And we're immediately starting off with a map with GT and Batoon. Connector to MT, and I thought that was B on the right. And we get into Big Pink immediately. And we have Orb. That's all good, Sinif. We got an E-Tank at the bottom of Big Pink, so no way to get the charge item yet. That's all good, Sinif. And it seems to be cropping is fixed on customs end as well. And we find bombs, so this will allow us to get the X at the bottom of Big Pink. Probably a power bomb pack, okay. This will lead us... there's another major top right, but I don't think we can get that yet. And there is a major behind the power bomb door in Big Pink. We can get to that. That's probably our next progression. And if this is Varia, we can get the other major top right as well. Don't touch the crab. Alright, good. deysano apparently not going for the major down here. It's X-ray, which doesn't help us a lot. The other major seems to be speed locked on the left end. You're right, Sinif. I do get to play the winner of this race. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to calm all 3 games, but yes, this is... I played deysano already in the round robin stage, but I have not played against custom yet. We have another X here, just supers. It's a bit of an interesting start. Not too linear. They started trying to get the cross-room jump. Almost had it. And cUstOm is doing a boss which is not required. Hello, Kraid. That was close. I think if he does a crouch jump, it should be fine. There we go. We get DLC, unfortunately, because we only have missiles. And we give up on the major. Matching Metroid 1 sprites. Oh right, they do have matching Metroid 1 sprites. A little bit careful on the energy. Don't want to take another hit. Oh, there is a major behind Kraid, so this is completely fine to do. Will this be our vanilla Varia? Careful. I think 1 or 2 more missiles should do it. Oh, that was more than 2. It's a bit hard to tell in this darker sprite, I want to say. There we go. Nice kill. Is this vanilla Varia? Oh. Oh, it's Spazer in BT. Ew. So that's Spazer. We don't know what's up there because it's speed locked. We can get to M. Or can we? No, not really, Kale. You just have to sign up. This tournament is the first time I'm doing comms, so it's not really something special you gotta do. So apparently we can get to Meridia from at the bottom of Green Pirate Shaft. I think we're farming the pirates for energy before we get into Kraid for deysano. Well, it really depends on what kind of comms you want to do, Kale. If you want to do some ASMR, put people to sleep, sure. Oh, quick kill! Oh, almost. That was really close. The supers here are doing a lot of work, making Kraid kill a lot faster. Oh, that's onto the claw. One more super should do it. That's a dead Kraid. So as much as I like Spacer, I would have kept. I would have left it here. Oh, we get gravity for custom. What does gravity give us? I need to screenshot this map. Oh, gravity gives us this major up top. If this is speed, it allows us to get the major that's behind Dakora Speedway. High jump. Okay, this doesn't do much. Let me take a screenshot of this. Yeah, I think the logic just wants you to go to Meridia from here. To the left is Turian through Cathedral. We don't have enough energy to do that logically. And we can also go to the right to Brinstar, I believe. So Meridia is climb. Got a lot of options. We have bombs, so we can check every door here, but going to the map obviously is faster than just blinding. And we find jail with Spring Ball. So I'm expecting deysano to move into a water lock eventually, since gravity is pretty accessible. Going up there, especially having to escape jail with this little energy, I'd turn back or check the left from here. Especially now you have 2 E-tanks, you can definitely try to go for the major. Up in wreck ship. And here's custom also moving towards Meridia. Well, there we go. You need gravity for this. And I think they're looking at the major right now that is gravity. We have 2 E-tanks, should be fine. And that does put custom into a lead. Albeit small. So custom will also find the jail locked spring ball. The luxury is in jail. And would also find the reserve in screw attack route. Oh, deysano is moving towards luxury. Lucky farm. Still, you can't really get out of here. Not with Spring Ball either. Well, I guess you can take Spring Ball and leave from jail. I guess this is logical? Shack Tool. It's too late. You gotta reset the room. East Ocean leads to the attic, and we leave. And we go back. Okay, I wonder what item could help here. Another E-tank would lead deysano back to gravity, hopefully. And it is another E-tank. Alright, Wasteland is definitely not on logic yet. And we're leaving. cUstOm has high jump boots, and I believe deysano didn't get them yet, right? No. Right, they're in the water room. So let's see what check tool is hiding. Probably the path towards the map. Well, eventually, deysano has to go back if the map progresses more towards the left side. Careful with check tool, he hurts. Because you need a way to get through East Ocean. Oh, I hope this is not Varia here, because you'll just be led down the wrong path. Oh, it does seem like the map is locked by Key Hunter Shaft. And Sleepy Robot to the right, so we need to go down Key Hunter Shaft. Need to go back for gravity. For all we know, they think that's Varia up there, and they needed to get down to Key Hunter Shaft. Well, actually, they've left behind 3 majors. One is speed locked, so they don't even know it's a suit yet. cUstOm will be receiving the same bad news in a moment. However, they'll be able to progress back into East Ocean. Bryn is speed locked. I didn't notice that before. So you don't want to go to Bryn. If there was a safe close by, it would incentivize people to check at least the middle door of the Key Hunter Shaft. But since there isn't one, we're pretty much forced to turn back. Here, cUstOm's gonna pick up their 3rd E-tank. Well, 2nd E-tank, 1 reserve. deysano heading to get gravity. This jump is doable with a little bit more speed. But you can also go through jail. Wait, where's custom heading? Turian with 3 E-tanks? That is possible now. Maybe take the save and then use it as a pivot. I like that idea. Jenner with the 327 raid. Thank you and welcome. We've got a medium normal race going on here. Best out of 3. And it's the first race. It's a mentor tournament, which means that they each have a mentor which is guiding them through the race. If you have any questions about it, feel free to ask. Here's a gravity for deysano. Medium normal, yes. This is supposed to be a mentor tournament for. It's a lot more accessible, just to get people into well, map Rando in general. And the logic is that since people are newer to the map Rando, we had a different group of people. There was about 8 people who were a bit better than most of us. They got put into groups, into a group stage, and the number 1 of each group, there were 8 groups. They get to play into the hard bracket, and then the rest of us get into the medium brackets. And Sinif will get the results momentarily. So each runner has a mentor who helps them get through the seed. What the mentor can do is, for example, pull up a practice ROM and show them tricks on what they can do in a certain room. The information they have is also the information that the runner is giving them, so they can't make screenshots of the map or such. And well, they can just guide them through the seed, tell them where some items are, keep track of stuff. For example, how many missiles you shot at a boss. Which item we found where to find a certain region. And they're both in a voice call with each other, with the racer runners, cUstOm and deysano sharing their screen, showing them what they're doing right now. So at Sky Missiles, we're finding grapple. I think the first time cUstOm can get it, so I have a second take on that. And that's about all we found in Turian, I believe. Oh, here we have deysano peeking the item in green pirate shaft. This is good info. What is speed locking us out from? Space jump. So space jump is a can fly, a better one than the bombs we have. Oh, hold! We have two potential items here. One is an E-tank. And a missile. Unfortunately, nothing valuable. And with their gravity, they'll be heading back into East Ocean since they now can traverse it. Information and item-wise, custom is ahead. But the Turian peak did not seem to be of much value unless we can find a good use for grapple. We already have gravity. And we already found Pants Room, which doesn't lock anything. And we have high jump boots, so even Everest, the middle door, should be in logic with just a gravity jump. Turian does seem to be huge. Oh, we have Croc Escape on the left side of Meridia. That's what grapple is for. With 4 E-tanks, that's easily doable. So the gate glitching is not in logic for medium. So whatever custom finds here is basically outside of logic. It's not expecting you to have this already. We gotta revert back to Big Pink for deysano. Another E-tank for custom. And we get Alcatraz. We're in Parlor. And it seems that deysano is going for Ice Skates, which leads to Bryn. This is also not on logic. Oh, we do find Fantoon and Turian. Not a boss we need to beat. And with 6 E-tanks, this should be easily doable. So that's Metroid's 4, I believe, which is not yet in logic to do. Well, this entire zone isn't in logic, if we're talking about logic anyway. Yes, that's why going past ice gates is not on logic, because you need to be able to come back. And you need speed for that. And we need way for this. So this entire region is not on logic yet. I'm assuming we find wave and screw or charge in another region, so we can get back here, along with speed. So this is telling me that Bryn seems to be end of logic, or close to end of logic, since we need a lot of items to traverse it. And Fantoon should be dead with a missile or two. Oh, 3. And there's Deysano's death, which is good. I'd rather them just go somewhere else than continue to Bryn, which we know is out of logic. So what do we have in Turian? That's a huge map. X is a major in Mickey Mouse, and not much else. There's a connector to Norfair. And Criteria. This Criteria might be looking too good to pass up on. It's a nice super pack. Yeah, at this point you have to check Criteria because it's the top of the map. This could be the only way to get to Criteria, and you don't want to come all the way back here. We found Main Street. Fortunately, we don't have speed to get the item. But the map is pretty close. This is pretty good. Criteria has nothing. Oh, that's good info to have at least. I think there's an E-tank on the left here. It could be a double item, an E-tank or and an X, for example. Two E-tanks. That's great. Especially not having Varia yet. And it seems that Deysano is going to Turian as well. So if they decide to find Grapple and immediately return to Meridia, it'll save them a lot of time instead of having to go into Turian and blind. Because there's not much else to find in Turian outside of the many E-tanks that cUstOm has found. Oh, we're just going into... wait, no, this is Cathedral. Yes, this is the way to Turian. We're fine. Oh, we're not fine. We're not fine. We gotta save. That's all good. Seems that the deysano and words here are discussing on how to traverse this room as easy as possible. And that's the benefit of a mentor. Quick guiding. There we go. The reserve will kick in and have enough time to get through the door. Looks like custom is going for the 100%. That's how many tanks now? 9? So if deysano continues through the middle door and goes all the way left, they'll head into West Ocean and find Grapple. This is a good pivot save to have. Just in case we find nothing here, we can just come back here, keep the E-tank, and just return. Heading down the bottom. This is, I think, towards Norfair, or is it maybe a little bit more to the left? Cack Alley. I don't think you want to do Cack Alley right now. Okay, we're going to Cack Alley. Let's see what's in Mickey Mouse. Ice. It's nice, but not what you want, really, right now. Yeah, I agree, Anthony. I've been trying to make sense of the map, but this dark mode, I've tried it for one game, and it doesn't work for me. I'm mostly relying on deysano's map just to figure out where everything is. And they're out. Well, all this led to a super pack or two. I would revert here. It's not worth the time to just go back all the way, and that's what they're doing. Oh, we're getting another E-tank for custom. At this point, we don't even need Varia. A PB pack along with an E-tank for deysano. I believe custom didn't go down here. Are we gonna attempt a gate glitch? Oh, nice! Nice done. This room should lead to West Ocean. Oh, they're going up? That is unfortunate. It's not the wrong choice. You want to go to the map, and this leads away from the map. Well, you want to be more vertically inclined with the map, or on the same level. Is what I've also been taught. This leads to Alfie Room, into Green Hill Zone, into map. So only 5 missiles and 9 supers. So we do have a save here, but it's gonna be a tight gate glitch if deysano goes for it. And custom is on his way out. There's another E-tank up here to grab for custom. And this save does allow you to go peek Norfair quickly. Alright, so gate glitch didn't happen and we're not committing to it. This requires a mock ball, which we're gonna attempt. So cUstOm is heading down Norfair. The pivot save allows them to just quickly check if the map is closed. And if Norfair has nothing, we can just immediately head back. And we're hit with immediate heat. So fast players with this many E-tanks should be easy. Regardless, you don't want to dip into the acid, because you'll see the energy is just drained immediately. There's about an E-tank or two here. And they get out. So the map is in Narnia. But we are committing. The other to the left. And deysano gets the information that the map is Fantoon. The turned off save in the area will indicate that Fantoon is in that area. So this way you can know that Fantoon is here. So they find out that the only way to the map is through Green Hill Zone, or to get a spark somehow and do reverse croc speedway. You find the map. What's in Norfair? Oh wow. Croc, Mother Brain. 2 majors in Aqueduct. Oh, there's also, is that Spore Spawn? I can't tell from this map. I think that's Spore Spawn as well. So all the remaining bosses are in Norfair. This is really good information for custom. And there's 4 majors here. If one of the majors here is speed, that allows you to get the other 2 majors in Aqueduct if you're not comfortable with snail clipping. But we have 7 majors we haven't... Oh, that's Faria. That's huge. So Wario was hiding in Norfair. And Fast Pillars Room, I don't know how many eatings you need to make that logically available. Well, that must be the reason why we had so many available E-tanks. There's another E-tank for deysano. Speaking of. So we have 6 majors we haven't picked up yet, of which 1 we've already seen, which is in Green Pirate Shaft, which was Space Jump. And 3 of the 5 majors we still don't know about is here in Norfair. Just having a little bit of difficulty with the grappling up to the top of Mount Everest. Yes, not having gravity does allow you a lot more time to move in between the actions, since you move a lot slower without gravity in water. And here we have our first boss, Spore Spawn. Here's another attempt by deysano to do a gate glitch. Oh no! The shell is pretty thick. Unfortunately, custom shot all 3 supers against the shell of Spore Spawn, so we get another phase. And here we have another attempt by deysano to do the gate glitch. Spore Spawn is practically the second boss you'll find in the vanilla game, after Bomb Torizo. And basically is a big bug, I want to call, or plant. And whenever it opens its mouth, you can shoot missiles or super missiles into it and kill it. Also in vanilla, it's also pretty easy to skip if you know how to do a mock ball. No one likes Spospo. Green Hill Zone is towards the map. It's the only way to get to the map. And provided that the terrain is pretty big, I understand why you would want to get through the gate glitch to get to the map without having to blind into everything. But at this point, I'd cut my losses and just leave. Or blind. Yes, the gate glitch is not a medium logic, so it requires you to have a wave beam. cUstOm found Screw Attack, which allows us to freely go through, well, we also have Ice to go through Metroid rooms. And then we have 2 more majors in Aqueduct. And another one speed locked. And these are also speed locked, so none of these are speed. These are 2 beams. And we can check the left one if we want to. So I think Ozzy is explaining cUstOm and how this snail clip works exactly. Let's take a quick look. This is almost in the right spot. I think it just needs to be a little bit higher. I think this is a bit too high. But we do have X-ray, so that should be fine. If we don't K go through it. Alright, that's not gonna work. Reset the row. So at this point, I believe that grapple leads you to speed, which then puts you towards Norfair. And here we're going to find Plasma Wave or Charge Wave, which allows us to get into Green Hill Zone and get the rest of the majors. So I believe grapple then gets speed, and speed is probably the last step, and these are all the end of logic at this point. I would highly recommend to just spend a couple hours in the practice ROM just learning the snail clip. It's a lot easier than it looks. This looks perfect. Just gotta get up without moving the snail. Now we just jump. Couple hours. I mean, how long it takes for you? An hour could also be fine, or half an hour. I don't judge. If you learn faster, that's all good. That's a bit too high. That's too low. I spent about 2 hours just doing the left and right jumping in West Ocean with all permutations of movement. Speed, no speed, high jump, no speed. Because I kept getting tilted about how terrible I was at it. Practice helps. A little bit more trouble. Couple hours, nothing for a snail. Exactly. You get it, Toretta. Okay. Turn to right. I mean, this should be fine with X-ray. Alright, deysano's moving towards grapple. And we're leaving? We're bomb jumping to grapple. Oh wait, we could just get here. Oh, this is speed. Speed is in North here. Like grapple was, what was grapple for then? Was it just placed without having any use? Ah, that's crazy. So let's see which beams we're gonna find in Aqueduct. Might get it on Charge and Plasma. Actually, it has to be Wave, I think. I think one of them has to be Wave. Plasma Wave? Wow, we're still looking for Charge. So there's another major in Harurubi, and that's our Charge. And by process of elimination, they should know that the green pirate shaft item is Space Jump. cUstOm is basically in Go mode. The unfortunate news is you gotta go all the way to the top of the map, well, almost the top of the map to find GT. Possibly. Make that 3. And honestly, at this point, if I find an E-tank, I would take it just for the refill. Oh, there's our energy refill here. I would take this. And we like that you're watching, Cat Daddy MD. Welcome. It's funny how Charge is placed pretty much close to Croc. Croc? Yeah, Croc. Oh, we also have speed for custom. Slam. So what's the way out? Did it through Hotter Ruby? Yeah, it does that sometimes. What is on the right of Fish Tank? Oh, we're going back to GT first. Because we need to finish the game here anyway, I assume. So we go back to Wreck Ship. Just to kill GT. Yeah, this is fine. Probably the most optimal play. Oh, I have great news. GT has another retank. I'm hoping that's a reserve. Are we gonna go for space jump? No, 100%. Unfortunate. And understandably so. It's a waste of time at this point. Save early, save often. I like how Bryn is behind a speed requirement, so it makes it easier on planning on which region to pick next. Oh, we also have Batoon. Fortunately, we can do a reverse Batoon since we have Wave. That's a dead Batoon. Oh, one more shot. Maybe two, actually. Oh, this is definitely a dead Batoon. That's overkill. Wow. The way I taught myself where to stand with GT is to align myself with the pillar in the background and have my back towards it, and that way I can always know where to stand. Unless you use different what's it called, themes. At that point, it's just, you know, guess. with the vanilla theme, area tiling, that's the word, thank you. With vanilla area tiling, you can always use the pillar. And that's short work of Botsroon and GT. Not sure if area tiling switches the boss rooms. Yeah, I don't know why they're called. You should know since you're using it. Oh, really? I mean, that's good to know. Since then you can always just do the visual cue for GT. So deysano found his way into Norfair. Unfortunately, they walked right past Varia. And speed is at the top of Norfair, I believe. But the map should be easily accessible here. And they can pick up the majors. However, it's a little bit too little too late. As custom is basically go mode, has to pick up a croc kill and then head to Mother Brain. And they're gonna find out we have like 5 or 6 majors here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Oh, 6. Damn. All the other majors are in Norfair. So Screw Attack's up there, below it is Varia, and then we have Plasma and Wave up in Aqueduct, and then Speed is on top of Climb Supers. Yep, just a regular jump with high jump boots should get you up to Red Tower. Just kill the turrets, make it easy for yourself. Almost had it. There we go. I think deysano's heading to Speed first. If I'm no, it's the Screw Attack first. And we have Metal Pirates for custom. Seems to be making it a little bit too hard for themselves, and you can just use supers here. That's one pirate down. Oh, they got an energy refill right after, so that's fine. Having found Screw Attack, moving up to the next major, which is going to be Varia for deysano. Take the save. And we're going to see Croc. Well, we're not going to be seeing much of Croc after a good charged plasma attack. you want to see something funny, you should use grapple on Croc. Don't do it in your race. I'm not responsible for any losses. And there's Varia for deysano. Right into Mother Brain. Nice depth skip. Well, as we're heading into Mother Brain, it's dead time. What will be the escape timer? So I don't remember where Ship was, I'll be honest. I don't remember if you've seen Ship. For all we know, it's in Brinstar. So I'm gonna go at 250. And that's short work of Mother Brain. I like how we're all just adding on to my timer. I have no idea. For all we know, it's 120. I just don't remember where Ship is. $210. Wow. Okay. Just like Cold Stairs, we will be winning this one. The closest guess. So where was Ship? I don't either. So that's why I'm thinking it might be B. But it's been a good hour and 12 minutes, so you're bound to forget. Thankfully, the mentors haven't. At least I don't. I hope they don't. I like this method with X-ray to move the snail up slightly. I've never tried it. I've never done it myself that way, so you learn something new here as well. Oh, you almost had it. Little do they know that speed is right above them, on the right. Oh, I agree. It's the rare medium seed with late Varia. There we go. There's a plasma and a wave pickup for deysano. Very well done. And now you can continue to the right and pick up your speed. And charge. Seems that Ridley left his own. Coward. Here's Ship. And cUstOm will be taking game 1 with an end time of 1:14:45. GG's. There'll be at least one more game after this, potentially two. So stay tuned. For me, it's getting late, so this will be the last game I will be commentating. But I believe we will have someone else taking over, and that'll be Kale Mega. I'd like to say good night from my end, and good luck to the racers.
All right, with me, we have Slam here again, doing tracking. So lots of little fiddly bits and pieces of information they have to keep track of. So thanks for keeping track of and doing all that. So I'm here to watch the competition. I'm just here to offer a hand. It'd be a shame for a race to go uncommented. It looks like they're both ready, and we're starting our countdown. It looks like there's something a bit strange going on with what is that, custom on the left? We got our best people working on it. Don't worry. All right, so we're starting in Meridia somewhere. Elevator. Morph ball, man. Why isn't morph so like immediate half the time in my races? Yeah, just give our folks a little bit of grace and time to sort it out. I'm sure they'll get there. So here we are in Green Bryn Shaft. Make sure if you see these racers, one of the bots will link their channels in the chat. Go ahead and give them a follow. They're really great and show our support to them. And follow doesn't cost you much, right? All right, Main Street. What are we going to find in the middle of Main Street? Bombs. Bombs are pretty cool. So once that crab goes past, they'll get us some explosives. Morph bombs. All we're missing is Green Bryn Reserve Room somewhere. So if you're watching the first match, this is Super Metroid Map Rando Mentor Tournament. So each of these runners is in a Discord call, sharing their screen with a mentor who's helping guide them throughout the seed. Be it advice, letting them know hey, this sort of trick or this tech, this is something you can do in Logic or it isn't. Just generally helping them out. However, it is the runner who is solely responsible for controlling Samus, There's the Green Bryn Reserve Room. Is it going to be an X power bomb? Okay, the seed's being pretty nice to these runners this time. So cUstOm has Aussie as their mentor, and deysano has Wordsayer. We found one of the Torian escape rooms. Without speed, that room's pretty annoying to go through. What's the Green Bryn shaft item? Charge beam, yo. We love us some charge beam. Yeah, cUstOm I do believe has the bombs. deysano, I'm not too sure, but they have power bombs now, so. All right, we have supers. So we have cUstOm has the ammo majors, I like to call them. Just kind of the first drop. Yeah, Morph was just to the room at the top right of the elevator. They spawned in. There's our save, some progress getting locked in. Looks like custom or deysano's about to find supercharge. Excuse me. Oh, another major gravity. Yo. All right, doors of or windows of possibility are being opened. Okay, so guess I'm going for the map. I don't think they're going to be able to get back, but they did just save, so they're likely planning to revert. So both racers should have charge beam. I don't know if Wordsayer has bombs or not, so try to split my attention better or mo better. Synchronized energy recharge. We'd love to see it. Chozos are the objective, followed by Mother Brain. Okay, both do have bombs. I think that confirms it. And this is Gravity Suit for custom. Getting a buy one get 8 free rebate on that power bomb. You've got to revert back after getting the map. Oh yeah, both racers do have Gravity Suit. Bit of a pointy trip over to super missiles for deysano. So both racers, I believe, have identical loadouts at the moment. I don't think one has more majors than the other. Oh, deysano looked for a moment like they were going to go towards the. Okay, maybe they just wanted the refill first. That would make sense, for sure. Spring ball, luxury room. They get Varia. Okay, so that's both suits for custom. Both suits charge. I think Ridley's on the menu. Wow. Now, actually, considering the objectives as our Chozos, GT will kind of be the biggest combat objective you need to worry about for getting beams or ammo or what have you for. So requirements, you want plasma. I don't know exactly what Medium Logic expects for a GT fight, but conventionally you would want charge plasma. I think that's typically what will be expected. And Varia. I know GT can be fought just if you have enough courage, determination, and super missiles. Varia. And there's Varia for deysano. So we're still in Meridia, but I wonder if anyone's looking for a way out. deysano struggling a bit to do either just an IBJ to get enough height. Croc's on the menu. Okay, they're getting there. They're figuring it out. So a wall Alcatraz type wall jump would be good. Oh, there they go. Nice. Croc bullied me in the race I just did on the second one. I like my Croc. Well done. Well, poor Croc gets left in the oven a bit too long. So. $395F. Well, if we consider how quickly the acid does Croc, it's probably something. It's got to be like 3 times the temperature for, like 1/10 of the time. Out here, like 1500 degrees Celsius for 10 seconds. Yikes. Actually, how hot is 1500 degrees Celsius? That's probably some like surface temperature of the sun nonsense. Gotta be careful with our units, kids. Or 74 Kelvin. Oh man. Who you calling nerds? You throwing Kelvin around? Sheesh. A bit less than 3000 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, so it's, probably about the same temp as it feels outside when I get into my car. It's been pretty hot out lately. Lord Kelvin's name out your mouth, out my mouth? Bro, listen. It ain't that deep, alright? But alright, so deysano's on, Croc as well. Time to see what bounty Croc holds. So there's a screw attack for custom. Screw attack, a very handy dandy item. So both runners should be equipped for once they actually locate the acid Chozo. They should have all the tools they need to just do that. They got Varia, they got power bombs. I guess you probably want grapple or space jump to actually get across the room without being boiled. Flash ride. They have gravity too, so with enough health, I think most things are possible. Chronic boost room. I remember the name of that room because it's kind of funny. And there goes Croc. See you next game, buddy. Where's my Moonfalls? SMH? No. I kid. Ooh, new zone. We've found Norfair. So these randos should be set up as depth settings. And what that kind of means is, think of it as like a way the randomizer kind of lays out the world when the seeds are generated. Essentially, Norfair is going to be the lowest zone that you traverse through, so it'll be kind of like on the bottom of the world, and Criteria will be on the top of the world. So usually when you spawn in, you'll spawn in somewhere in the middle, or sometimes you'll spawn in at, in Norfair Criteria, but it kind of assigns or adds an element of like planning your routing, So like in this case, looks like Mother Brain is in Norfair, so that's where the game will end. All right, so both these runners not too far apart, 40 seconds or so, although I don't know if deysano got screw attack. I don't think so. Is screw attack required? Probably not, but it's a very nice... it's part safety, very quality of life. because you don't have cause for fear for most enemies when you have Screw Attack, because it's a very strong item. All right, what do Three Musketeers hold? Ice Beam. Okay, so that is Ice Zeb Skip on the table for custom, should they choose to accept, go through with it. Yeah, you got to be careful with wall jumps and Screw Attack, because when you do a wall jump, it takes a while for you to actually get the Screw Attack, like attack properties and iframes or whatever. They get interrupted by a wall jump / the wall jump animation. So right after you do a wall jump, you'll be vulnerable for a while. All right, see, there's some links in the SpeedGaming chat. If you got a moment, go ahead and follow the runners. And if you're feeling generous, you could follow me and our wonderful tracker as well. Links are right there. Give him a quiet tap, or maybe a big click. You guys got a preference? Quiet click, perhaps? Are there any esteemed, refined folk who would administer a quiet click? All right, there's Screw Attack for deysano. Of course, and thank you for being, dear viewer. All right, putting some of that movement utility to use of Screw Attack. It was always great to just be able to jump through blocks instead of having to bomb them. So we're back in Meridia for deysano. More supers. Doesn't look like any objectives, any Chozos have been destroyed just yet. You're gonna make me blush. Glad. Right. So cUstOm is working on getting out of here. I'm partial to just wall jumps myself, but that's some pretty... Ooh, both runners IBJing. Oh no, did deysano drop all the way down Red Tower? With no high jump or space jump? They have bomb, so it's fine. It will work just fine. Just a bit slower. Slow but reliable, My old Cadillac. Not a fast car, but it's been chugging along for 34 years, 35 years, actually. Only needed one transmission rebuild. Can you believe it? That is unfortunate. Looks like we're starting the IBJ all over again. Double IBJ. I've been putting a lot of work in practicing double IBJing. It is not simple, for sure. Just normal or single IBJing is a lot more consistent, I think, at least. Ooh, deysano doesn't have Ice Beam, so we just saw cUstOm is able to deal with that a lot more quickly just by freezing the... I don't actually know those guys' names. I call them Rippers. Thus far. Hey, yo, come on. Be nice. Unfortunately, deysano does appear to be struggling a bit. It is no simple tech. With normal single bomb jumps, you can kind of use the fact that Samus is a ball as a sort of visual cue. At least that's kind of how I think of it, right? So essentially, once once the bottom edge of Samus touches a previously laid bomb, that kind of describes the earliest time you can lay another bomb. So that way you can that describes the earliest time you can lay another bomb, which will help you gain close to like the most height you can actually gain per bomb jump. You can wait a little bit longer and it's a bit safer, but yeah. All right, they're almost there. Come on, cheer them along. Grant them your spirit energy. Yeah, love to see that. Nice work by deysano. cUstOm went ahead and found a nice speed lock, 2 speed locks. So it looks like that Brinstar entrance is speed locked in. Whatever major is over there. We'll just have to wait. That major is, probably not speed booster. But you never know. East Ocean. Ew. So it looks like both runners are kind of in the same spot, although moving in opposite directions. Doesn't look like deysano is aware that they are about to be informed that they require speed booster to continue. Yep, there it is. So hopefully rightward and upward they go. Looks like Fantoon has been found. Cannot hide any longer. Batsuni tank room. Gravity makes this a cinch. Easy peasy. Don't fall into the trap. They're too good. They know. Oh, what happened? It's okay. With gravity, many things are possible. I was gonna say all things, but not quite all things are possible. Missiles. Oh, actually, that's the first missile pack collected this match so far, or game. Interesting. When you have supers, missiles aren't really a major, but when you're eyeing Fantoon, you'd probably much rather have missiles than super. Although with Screw Attack, just super only Fantoon is definitely like doable without too much trouble. So it'll be interesting to see how or when kind of Speed Booster comes into play. We have seen a speed lock, but I don't know. I didn't quite catch to see if that was like the only Brinstar entrance. All right, yep. So cUstOm is wrestling with Fantoon right now. They only have 5 missiles to work with, so it'll be a bit of a longer fight, but it seems like they're chugging along just fine. Hey, SpeedGaming! Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. So right now we are watching a Super Metroid Mentor Tournament map randomizer race between cUstOm and deysano. Each runner has a mentor with them. They're in a Discord call, sharing their screen with their mentor, who's there to help, guide, give advice, routing, kind of insight, that type of thing, to each runner. Oh, that's a Fantoon in rage, but we have Screw Attack, so it's not a big deal. Fantoon can throw a temper tantrum up there, and Screw Attack lets us just bypass it, I guess it'd be like having earplugs. playing that kind of thing. But yeah, so the format of this tournament is designed for people, a bit newer to playing Super Metroid or just less familiar, to be more accessible and give them a chance to kind of play and compete and learn. So yeah, and funny is correct. Yeah, you get iframes as the entire time that you are kind of spinning. Anytime you're spin jumping with screw attack, you get iframes. Not screw attack can't hit every enemy or everything. Like, it doesn't actually hit the flames per se, but the flames can't hit you. Most bosses can't hit you. Certain things like Ridley's tail can hit you out of screw attack, but Ridley's body cannot. So that's an enrage for deysano, and yeah, they know what's up to. They're using their screw attack to ignore the flames. Otherwise, they can be pretty tricky to deal with. Some very well timed and placed shots. If you can time and place a shot well, actually, you saw an example of that, like deysano just did. With his P shot, he just shot Phantoon right as the eye opened and the flame spawned, and was able to hit them all and destroy them all at once. So you can do something very similar, but why when you take the risk when you don't have to? All right, so I didn't see what major was here. Maybe this is old news type maker. No, they were just down here. Huh? X-ray. C. Molbetta, I guess. X-ray, logically, X-ray doesn't really come into play very often, from what I understand, in like a medium difficulty. It's more of a tool for you to be naughty with than anything. In the higher difficulties, probably starting at hard, X-ray can logically allow you to do certain things, but for the most part. Or it can alternatively make being naughty easier. Think like snail clips in Aqueduct, or if you wanted to ice clip up through Pants Room or something, X-ray can make that a lot more lenient. Yeah, however, I don't think any of those are in logic in medium. Probably in hard they start being in logic. Yeah. Just similar to like, well, maybe it's not that similar at all, but like gate glitches aren't in medium like ever, Just gotta get that jump in quick morph. It's a lot harder than it looks, folks. And there, they got it. So, looks like both racers are in Torian right now. Okay, so both racers are actually in very similar trajectories, kind of. Now, deysano is a few items behind custom. Like, deysano doesn't appear to have wave. Is this X-ray they're about to collect? Yeah. Or sorry, no, neither racer has wave. Ice. Ice is a nice item to have, definitely. Very versatile. Like, I'm sure they would have appreciated it when they were in Red Tower. But so let's see if some of the extra legwork that custom has done will end up making a difference as we continue on. Nice escape room. Or nice save. Nice beam. Yeah, absolutely. We found Ridley, so Ridley is not required to beat the game in this case. However, that won't stop the seed generator from placing something you might need to beat the game, like a boss behind Ridley, which would then make you, make Ridley required something. But I didn't get an incredibly good look at the map there. They didn't scroll to the right. But so we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it's not. Because a Ridley fight would be a tough ask. Yeah, technically both runners have charge beam. So for those who are unaware, charge beam. The bosses in this game, I actually think all of them, the major bosses. Ooh, speed booster. I like speed boosters. My favorite item. Well, with SpeedGaming 2. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. It's like I like a bit of like a nepotism situation or something like that. I don't Hey, well, SpeedGaming channel. Thank you for rating the SpeedGaming channel. Yeah, no, but welcome in everybody. Hope you had a good time over with your events. Right now we're watching a Super Metroid Mentor Tournament map randomizer race. And just real briefly, the idea behind this sort of format, it's a mentor tournament being held to where each of these runners, those being cUstOm and deysano, have a mentor with them. They're in separate like Discord calls and join the stream. Yeah, is there a relationship between SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 2 and SpeedGaming 4? Maybe, but I'd have to look a little bit more to see it. No, but okay, here's an objective. Acid statue. They're just going for it. They got a lot of health. They got both suits. Oh, gotta make this wall jump. They do have some more time, though. Yeah. So, a little bit, probably not as smooth as they might have liked, but they got there. They have Varia, so once they're out of the acid, they're not in danger. I hope that's a joke. But yeah, sorry. So, the idea with this mentor tournament, each runner has a mentor, a more experienced player who's generally going to be pretty familiar with like the logic and kind of the tech and the tricks and what can be expected to be performed at this like medium difficulty level to guide and advise each of their respective runner. All right, so deysano is also about to go into the grip of the Chozo. That Chozo grip. Yeah, so also considering the difficulty, it says there's a medium difficulty. Well, what does that mean? I would have a hard time actually explaining what it means, but for context, there's something like 6 more difficult. Actually, there's more difficulties. Isn't there like 8 more difficulties above medium? It's like medium, hard, expert plus, insane, hell nightmare, stuff like that. Beyond. So yeah, a little bit more approachable is the idea. Back in East Ocean. Ooh. Okay, so deysano's having a bit of a rough time getting bullied by the roly-polies. These guys are obnoxious. They're actually easier to get past when you don't have gravity equipped, I think. If you morph ball and have like spring ball or something like that. Okay, so we're gonna see this major. I bet you cUstOm is really hoping it's something like plasma. This plasma beam lets you put GT on notice. Yeah, so the trick, I don't actually know how you're supposed to deal with those roly-polies like in vanilla, but the common strat is to jump and aim down, so they kind of like, your hitboxes will like merge and they'll be able to move past you as you're kind of over them, that kind of thing. If you jump and press down essentially as you're jumping to aim down the entire time, you can usually get right over them in one hop, but it's not free. I would say there's very few things in this game that are free as regarding like execution, Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's one thing like I know how to do it, but how to explain it is a bit a bit more, yeah, complicated, I think. More super duper missiles. Nice, we're taking the more direct path. Using speed booster. Instead of wrestling with rolling around with the roly-polies again. Alright, so there is no reason at all to engage with Ridley this seed. As a mentor trying to teach, you understand that quickly? Yeah, I know. I'm a mentee. I'm feeling some of that pain here, commentating for the first time, but here we are. Alright, West Ocean. When you encounter West Ocean, well, okay, here we go into Brinstar. So it looks like this will be a first trip into Brinstar for either runner. Thank you, I appreciate it. A golf announcer? What do golf announcers sound like? And the whole crowd is holding their breath as he's going for birdie. I don't know why golf announcers are British, but All right, Brinstar. So Brinstar is going to have all three objectives on the line, right? All three remaining Chozos. Maybe not, but it's Bow Mountain with Space Jump. So I can imagine cUstOm will be acquiring Space Jump in the very near future. Anyone want to bet on that? But I'll put 15 grand down on it. No takers? Darn. Anyways. Alright, Space Jump, very nice movement item. Where you just kind of can jump infinitely, as long as you time it right. For as cool as Space Jump is, it's equally infuriating, because it's not... Again, very few things are free, execution-wise, in this game. And Space Jump is like weirdly quirky for some reason. Oh, yo. More E-tanks. So in order to finish the game, to survive the Rainbow Beam onslaught by Mother Brain, you need a certain amount of health. So each suit kind of reduces the health requirement you need to survive the Rainbow Beam by half each time. So I'm actually not sure how... Do you need 12 tanks to survive Rainbow Beam with neither suit? What I do know is if you have one of the suits, you need 6 tanks. And if you have both suits, you only need 3 tanks worth of health. And a reserve is considered a tank's worth of health. Is that true? Oh, I stand corrected if that's the case. Well, then it's still tank. It's so with gravity, it's 6 tanks. Okay. Well, I can't be right all the time, right? So I stand corrected. Looks like Varia reduces the health requirement of the Rainbow Beam. Gravity, you'll want the 6. So with no suits, is it 6 as well? We've got some lava to go through here, but with both suits, well, you take no damage from lava. Alright, and that's Space Jump for deysano. Okay. I mean, goes to show how many times I beat games without having Varia, I guess. So then it's just in other gameplay, like damage from enemies, gravity will reduce damage taken. Not from Meta Brain. that the only damage grav doesn't affect? I think so. Well, gravity won't. Ambient heat damage from heated rooms, gravity will not help you against at all. So, only Varia suit will do that. Yeah, I think in map randomizer the suits are kind of split up, because if I'm not mistaken, and I could easily be mistaken here, so you know, but I think gravity functions just as it does both functions as Varia, because like developer intention was right. You get Varia first, after you fight Kraid, and then you use it to navigate through Norfair for the first time. Yeah, so I think in the randomizer, like what they actually do is split up a bit to just prevent gravity from being Varia 2. Or maybe I'm saying that wrong. It's like water movement is gravity's specialty. Varia is heat. All right, we're destroying some molecules. There, Shack Tool. This is the preferable direction to find Shack Tool from, because you don't have to wait for the street sweeper to slowly sweep the street so you can proceed. Yeah, we got plenty of knowledgeable people in the comments, so thanks for helping me out with these hard questions that I don't know the answer to necessarily. All right, we're about to find out what criteria looks like. We found the ship. There's GT. Excuse me, it looks like Kraid, but Kraid doesn't have to be on the menu. Oh, have we seen bowling? Right. Yeah, it's so hard to imagine not having like experienced it. So this game came out, by the way. This game came out the year I was born. Actually, to date myself super hard. And here we are, 30-odd years later. And people are still playing it, still passionate about it. So it must have been one heck of a thing to kind of be part of the like non-super internet centralized, or internet ubiquitous kind of community of people, kind of discovering and playing and finding out things and tech and tricks and new things that new possibilities of what can be done. It's like breaking the game and interacting with ways that developers never intended, right? Like, because for something like that, I would imagine that, the snails breaking through the sand blows your mind, because, like, when would you ever see a snail do that? When would you ever approach Shack Tool from the other side? Oh, yeah. Back getting 100% items. Yeah, because this would be peak, like, magazine guide era, Nintendo Power type stuff. Or whenever somebody in at the playground at school, or around the table on campus would be like, my cousin did this or discovered this thing. It's like, well, you might not automatically write them off as just like making whatever they're saying up. You probably still would have, but I don't know. But yeah, it's hard to imagine how like interesting, kind of special of like a time and experience that would have been, But as some chatter said, it's still the whimsy is not fully gone. There's still more to find out and explore, or there's still in some cases, right? Like how the community, the this map randomizer as a whole is like that's been a product kind of the community and passionate people. So they're while this is likely something that the developers never envisioned or intended or would have thought would have come to pass, it's still like we're making our own magic in the game, But yeah. I remember one of my one of my memories kind of on this sort of thread of like what would you even call it? Like early internet era, like kind of gaming. I hear there's this glitch or there's this thing or there's just secret in this game. I think it was Kingdom Hearts. I had Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories on Game Boy, and that was the game where each character had like a deck and you'd use cards to build like 3 or 4 card combos to execute attacks. And there was like the Hercules Colosseum world where you'd find Cloud from Final Fantasy was like a character there. And I swore there was some sort of cheat code or some sort of like thing you could do to like unlock Cloud as a playable character or like get him to join your party. And yeah, I had a friend who was like, "No, dude, I swear it's possible. It's like, blah blah blah. We gotta find like a." I remember asking my dad to like find or look this sort of thing up and like print out a document or something. I didn't think he would do it actually, because I didn't always have the best relationship with my parents, but he actually did look up some like game guide thing, print it out, and it never worked. I don't think it was actually a real thing, but there's some prime nostalgia there. But okay, Golden Chorizo is going down. So this is the non-plasma kind of strat. So Gold GT does not like being hit by missiles of any caliber. If you shoot actual factual missiles, he just kind of does a Mr. Proud and turns sideways, and the missiles just pass right through him. But supers, if you shoot, that's an X Factor strat attempt. I personally have not messed around with doing any X Factor stuff at all, so that's very interesting to see. But yeah, so when you shoot super missiles at Golden Chorizo, he'll catch them. He'll catch them and kind of do this animation where he'll kind of throw them back. So you'll see here, like if you watch custom. Oh, just kidding, GT's dead. But deysano's right there, so we'll see them do it again as well. So I think the super you shoot that any super that GT's holding won't deal damage to them, but while they're kind of holding and tossing them, free throwing them back towards you, like just like that, then it's vulnerable to being hit by other supers. So just kind of spam supers in the GT. And if you don't have enough to kill GT outright, then there's this sort of song and dance you do where so you can see deysano right there. He's kind of moving into a very specific position relative to GT, to where all he's doing is jumping and then cycling between throwing out those bombs or those projectiles you can farm for ammo. Deysano needs to turn off wave, does he? Okay. Yeah, I haven't done this very much or very often, so at least not without just using plasma to bring the GT, but yeah. But yeah, so the idea is your farming drops off of those projectiles GT is throwing. Okay, so looks like they went ahead and just turned off wave, so Wordsayer might have caught on to what was going on there. So, bowling is about to be completed. Bowling is one of the last objectives. I can't tell. So that's bowling. Have they both fought Bomb Teresa? Look like it, actually. But yeah, so as long as you kind of know where to stand, this strat is, and you have Varia, the strat is fairly safe. So you can kind of take whatever time you want. So they're going to find a super back there, if I remember correctly. Yep. Going for missiles. I wonder if there's a major up at the top of bowling, or else there must be to make it kind of worth it. Unless they're looking for more health. More missiles. They have ice beam. That cUstOm may not be very familiar with like doing an ice zeb skip too, so that could be a motivation as well. Interior is a very expansive zone. There's a lot of ground. So looks like Bomb Teresa is the last Choser they're looking for. BT can be kind of tricky to spot actually, because BT is just a 1x1 tile room, and like while it will have the hex shading or the X kind of overline around it, you gotta have a keen eye to spot it. My goodness, SpeedGaming 3 again with a raid. Well, welcome back, everyone, or here for the first time. Thank you so much. So right now we're watching Super Metroid Map Rando Mentor Tournament race. All these raids, yeah, you know, over my channel. So that, no, I'm kidding. But welcome in, everyone. Please, you know, if you got any questions, ask. But the gist of this is. This is the Map Rando Mentor Tournament is a tournament aimed towards like more newer or less experienced players. Where there's Bomb Teresa. So once BT catches a couple supers, cUstOm will be on their way to Mother Brain. My prediction. But yeah, so the idea of this tournament is it's meant for, you know, newer or less experienced folks to help them kind of get into Super Metroid and participate in races. So each of these runners, those being cUstOm and deysano, you can see, have a mentor in they're both in like separate Discord calls and sharing their screen with their mentor, who's there to help guide them, to help advise them on like text and trick and you know, where to go and what they can do, because there's a lot of information, there's a lot of tech, there's lots of tricks, there's so much stuff to kind of parse through and know, including like knowing what the logic or like what you can be expected to do in you know, this medium difficulty setting. So the runners themselves are the only ones actually playing the game, but the mentor is just there, able to see what they're doing and advise them. Funny enough, I am also a participant in this tournament, and I just signed up for comms because, you know, they needed someone to comp for this race, so, you know, I was happy to help. Oh, we're actually doing the spring ball maze here. So cUstOm seems very interested in more supers, I think, is what's going on. I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe just for the Mother Brain fight. I don't know how confident they are. or if how good or familiar they are with actually doing like a Zeb skip. Because if you can't Zeb skip, then you do need a lot of ammunition to break all the Zebs before you can fight Mother Brain. And then with Charge Ice Wave, it won't be the fastest Mother Brain fight by any means. So those could be pretty solid explanations as to why cUstOm is going for some of these extra X's in health. deysano's not too far behind still. They're maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes behind, so anything can still happen. But one thing that'll kind of remain to be seen is they have a lot fewer resources than cUstOm does. So we got to see how this plays out. Yeah, so I'd like to go ahead and remind everyone again that if you are so inclined, please go ahead and give each of our runners a follow, give their mentors a follow, and you've got myself on comms and wonderful Volunteer Slam doing all the tracking, which is kind of it's a difficult task trying to keep track of 2 runners. I'm trying to just talk about what 2 runners are doing and keep track of, and I'm not doing a great job at that. When it comes to like the specifics, I've been more kind of yapping and explaining stuff than anything. But our wonderful tracker has to keep tabs on all the items they're collecting and the objectives they're doing. So, yeah, thanks to them and everyone. cUstOm definitely wants... Okay, so they got... cUstOm picked up Spazer. So of the beams, Spazer and Plasma are 2 beams that cannot be equipped simultaneously. They kind of... one way to think about it is they fill similar roles as being like damage primary beams, whereas like Wave and Ice beam are more utility beams. So with Spazer, Wave, Ice, Charge, that's a very it's like the second best beam combo, right? The best beam combo is just to have Plasma in the place of Spazer, because Plasma does a whole lot of damage. One way to think about it is like Spazer is like the kind of the first beam you get early game outside of Charge. That it does more damage. It has a wider hitbox, so it's easier to hit enemies with and all that. But Plasma is like the overpowered end game upgrade that just makes short work of pretty much anything you point it at. So. While Plasma is preferable, Spazer is a solid alternative. Depending on who you ask, at least. Spazer has a bit of a cult following, from what I understand, in the SM community. I don't really buy into it, but I just don't want to upset anyone, so I don't call Spazer out. Wait, did I say that out loud? Oops. Anyway, alright, so looks like cUstOm is looking to close the game out. Going for Mother Brain. I would love to see a speed Zeb skip, but it's not the easiest thing to do in the world. Looks like they're gonna go for Ice. Oh, and there it is. So since they were able to get past that first Zeb without breaking, the Zeb is that red tube-looking thing in between the pipes. Since they were able to get past the first Zeb without breaking it, the subsequent ones don't spawn until the first one is broken. So they just never spawn if you sneak past the first one. So it saves you a lot of ammo. Drip is in criteria. Ship, this seed, I do remember seeing ship, yeah. Not 100% sure. But cUstOm is on the Mother Brain fight, and honestly, deysano's not too far behind, but they'll definitely have that work cut out for them if they want to catch up. It may take a slip up or two on cUstOm's behalf to actually allow deysano to get there, but they're doing very well with kind of what they have. Here come the supers. Mother Brain is excellent at catching super missiles. Oh, that's ketchup. That's an attack you really have to be careful of. Looks like cUstOm is in the clear. Fight's good as over. All right, go ahead and place your guesses in chat for how long you think the escape timer is going to be. My guess is that it will be kind of on the longer side. So I'll just say 3.5. Unlucky. If they're unlucky, it might even be longer. But reading and paying attention to the map is something I am quite bad. 440. Wow. I said 3:30, but I was actually thinking it might be 4 minutes. Yeah, yowza. That's you can say that again. Gotta be one of the longest escape times I've seen. That at least that wasn't like a save the. So cUstOm is on this long trek to get out of here. What is this escape? It's certainly a doozy. So I think that the ship is in Criteria, Slam said. So if you remember when I was explaining kind of the depth layout, so Norfair is going to be the lowest zone kind of relatively in the world, whereas Criteria is the highest zone. So one way to think of it, there's Ice Beam for deysano. We'll see if it helps them out at all. Well, actually, that's a Zeb skip. So they did not have enough ammo to just to kill all the Zebs and kill and break the Mother Brain tank without farming. So that kind of solves that issue for them. But yeah, so if the ship is in Criteria, not because the ship is always in Criteria and Randomizer, but just because where it was placed in this particular seed. You could kind of view them as having traversed from the very bottom of the map in the world to the very top of the world. A way of thinking. Oh, they're hoping to get a short charge so they could just zip right up the climb shaft. Try again here. There they go. So it looks like it'll be either up to Torian or up to Brinstar. I'm not sure which is the better zone for connections, but looks like they're heading towards Torian. An actual Shine Spark in the escape. Yeah, hey, whenever you come across Climb Room, it's fair game. You know, it is very on the menu. I do it every time I can. Because while jumping all the way up the climb, you know, nobody wants to do escape, you know? Oh, excuse me. A not kind nor fair escape. Sheesh. What is it? Is it unfair? I don't know if I'd call it unfair. Not kind? Absolutely. Absolutely not kind. The real nerve-wracking thing with very long escapes is there is essentially multiple routes you can take. And sometimes a wrong decision can just mean you straight up fail the escape if you have to like redo 30 seconds or 45 seconds of traversal because you took a wrong turn. Or, we did see the Zed skip from deysano. They're starting the Mother Brain fight. Gotta get your orienteering brain out. Nah, I just open the map every 20 seconds, you know? That's all. Application not installed. Yeah. Nobody has a dedicated GPS kind of device anymore, right? No more Garmin Jeepses for your cars. Getting this Mother Brain fight in action here. deysano's doing their best, but it's gonna be very tough. Essentially, unless cUstOm needs to end up redoing the escape, deysano's certainly got their work cut out for them. We dodge that ketchup. Too much fructose for Samus's blood. Alright, they're gonna go ahead and manually refill to save just a little bit of time. On the rainbow beam. But cUstOm's route was indeed a good route. And that's going to be it for this race. cUstOm is the 2-0 winner of this match in the upper bracket tournament. Congrats to our runners. Yeah, just enough time for them to see this abysmal escape time. We'll see. We'll see if they decide to play it out or if they'll just join us here in a moment. Yep, so that'll be cUstOm and Aussie emerging as the victor. Hour and 6-minute time. The dreaded pants room. No, going right to left through pants room is not so bad. Going the other way is very, very tricky because you need grapple and the ability to actually make your way through that grapple block once it goes away. Quite tricky. Quite tricky. So yeah, it looks like deysano's going to go ahead and finish out the escape. Wreck ship got completely skipped on cUsTOm's end. I'd like to see that. 5-minute pause menu, you know? That's a good pause menu for me, as even considering. I am no good with the pause menu. I'd be staring at the map. Hello, welcome in. So joining me now, we've got our racers on the left and your screen cUstOm and Dementor Aussie.
Yo, what's up?
Hello, hello. So it looks like deysano's going ahead and finishing out their escape. 4 minutes and 40 seconds, huh? How'd that make you feel when you saw it?
Yeah, it was crazy. It's definitely the
so-
longest escape timer I've seen.
Yeah, well, the Mother Brain was at kind of at the very bottom of the world, and the ship was right at the very top of the world. It's quite a doozy,
Yeah,
especially for.
Plus, there's a
Mad
couple
Machine
of weird
on.
loops through some of the regions. Like Norfair to do a little loop. Was it Meridia? Where you have to go through the middle of Red Tower, that long stretch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, not very friendly, but hey, you guys managed it quite well.
Yep, deysano not too far behind.
Yeah, they were. They essentially started the escape right as you guys were finishing. So, what are some of your thoughts? Go ahead and share them with us for that seed.
It was pretty comfy. I felt like the early suits early on was really nice, and then once we got through Brinstar into Criteria and basically saw the rest of the Chozos up there, we were a little worried about. I was worried about energy tanks and stuff like that, like my comfort level with Mother Brain on the amount of health I had, plus the beam situation I had. So dropping down, I think it was West Ocean is the room that had the Spazer, and then the 2 energy tanks at the end kind of gave me the relief I needed to know that I could close the seat out and kill Mother Brain with what I had. But yeah, the early suits is nice, and then just kind of seeing everything at the end there was good too.
Yeah, I just wish that I remembered that there were 2 tanks right there, because we could have like, made that part of the route and not been as worried about everything for a long time. But for me, it felt like as soon as we got around Speed Booster, it was like you're preparing for the end of the seed at that point, and there was still
Sano just save the animals.
two
Sorry.
zones left to blind explore. So yeah.
Saving the animals in this economy, bro. Pulling it off. Hopefully they can close it out.
Yeah.
They've got
Medium-
time. Plenty of time.
Medium runners have too much time on their hands.
Yeah. But yeah, no, early part of the seed. I mean, you just go to the room on the right, and Morpho's right there. That's got to be nice to see. Why weren't my seats like that? You know.
I want to know if they got the map before we did. If they saw that map, instantly got it. In the very start of the seed.
I think you guys were pretty neck and neck early. There were a couple notable points of divergence. Like they didn't find Ice Beam before they went down Red Tower. So it was like a struggle for deysano to get back up. They were just bomb jumping.
Yeah.
And that's
sure
a
Words
finish
has the logic on
for
that.
deysano. Hour 12. It's the right thing to do. Indeed. Yeah, for sure. We should always save the animals every time, right?
Yeah, I was not going to Bob Jump up Red Tower. I was like, that's out of my comfort level, so we skipped it.
All right, and looks like we've got the other half of our competitive team here. deysano and Words. Welcome in.
Hello, hello.
All right, congrats to both our runners and to our mentors for captivating race. Thank you for
GG's.
for
GG's, custom.
GG's.
providing us all this entertainment.
GG's, guys.
Yeah. So how did it go? How do you guys think? We've heard a little bit from cUstOm and Aussie here, but
Yeah, I think one of the bigger decision points we had was we peaked Norfair because the door's right there, may as well. Map is right there. We saw 2 majors and like, okay, well, those are far away, but they're worth thinking about. And we got Screw Attack, and so I saw Screw Attack like, oh, it wanted us to go back to 3 Musketeers to get something, to get up Red Tower, which I guess it was ice, so that is what it was.
Yeah.
My brain was thinking high jump. But yeah, ice makes sense. Either way, it was one of those where it's like, okay, well, there's a major down in Norfair that's going to give us progress, which is just going to be Red Tower. So let's just bomb jump Red Tower to save that time. And I think that worked out for us in the end, because speed was up in Torian. And yeah.
Well, my thought was that
I don't
if it is
know.
high jump, then you want to get it. So you want
Yeah,
that
you guys
way
did
up Red
spend
Tower.
a lot of time in red trying to bomb jump up Red Tower.
Yeah.
It was no cakewalk for deysano, unfortunately.
Yep. But we already had gravity, so my thinking was if it is just high jump, then gravity and bombs covers most everything. As long as you can do the bomb jump.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, let's be clear, bomb jumping ain't easy.
No, yeah. But that was something we discussed, and deysano was just like, "We're here. I'll just do it." And it took 3 tries, but we got it.
Gotta learn somehow.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, fair enough, for sure. Yeah, so it was actually very interesting considering like how deysano and Words kind of were operating with a lot less resources than custom and Aussie were for a lot of the seeds, but for like some of the extra time it took to do certain things like bomb jump up Red Tower or things like that, you still were like very relative in position to each other in a few notable points. So I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, I find I tend to get the mentee to pick up more resources and take things safer.
Yeah. I also didn't spot Frog Speedway till we got there, so
Yeah,
it definitely
same.
cost us a bit going that way, but also like if I had spotted that, I might have told him to go Norfair because okay, if speed is down there, we kind of need it to get to Bryn, but luckily it was in Torian.
Yeah, both of you guys did do the same thing. You both walked into Frog Speedway and went, "Oh, well,
Yep.
guess I got to turn around." Yeah, because Bryn Star was speed locked, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Frog and Croc Speedway
Mhm.
both leading into West Ocean.
Yep. And Croc Speedway came from the bottom of West Ocean, so I don't think we even could have done reverse Croc to get there. I don't think. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that either, but it was just a classic example of West Ocean tomfoolery.
Yep.
Which,
Everything
one of my
except the
favorite forms
Fantoon.
of- Yeah, for sure. BT where was BT at?
It
Seemed to
was
be
at
elusive.
the
I think both of you guys say got BT last.
Yeah, it was in Bryn, because you go to the map, but you have to go through a one-way to get to the map, and the loop back goes through Criteria. So we're just like, we're gonna have to come back from Other Brain anyways, so we may as well just not worry about it until we're coming back.
Exactly.
Hey, fair enough. So, do you have anything that you want to add or comment, Slam? I think I just put Bro on the spot. That might be my bad. But yeah, no, it was great to watch. My first time in particular commentating. It turns out my kind of poor map awareness and tracking skills do not facilitate super well when I'm trying to watch both two streams at the same time. I
It's
did
a
my
lot.
best trying to keep up with what's going on and who's doing what and collecting what, but yeah, no. Thanks again to everybody here to SpeedGaming for to the other SpeedGaming channels for rating us like 4 times throughout your guys' race.
Nice.
To the folks and the volunteers who handle the restream itself and all that. To our runners, who gave us a wonderful race to watch. So there's going to be another. So deysano's going to fall into the lower bracket, correct?
Yes.
After
Let
this?
me look. I have it pulled
Yeah.
up. Yeah, deysano. See, is that bracket 11? Is that one? No. Which one are we in? What number? Sorry, I'm trying to read the bracket at 9. Loser of 9. Okay. So deysano's going to be waiting till the next round is done. So loser of potato and 8 ball, I think, is who deysano races next.
Okay, all that to say is like, one defeat does not mean it's over. So there'll still be more time and another chance for you to roar back and show us what else you can do. But congrats to cUstOm and Aussie. Yeah, thank you to Slam for all the for all the tracking. I don't think I could track. Trying to, I have a hard enough time like yapping and explaining stuff at one paying attention.
Tell you
to
what,
streams.
if you do a lot of commentary, it will make you better at reading the map. That's how I got good at reading the map. It's just how much commentary I did on the season 4 tournament.
Honestly, I was thinking like, oh well, maybe I'll learn something from watching other and like trying to pay attention to what's going on. Maybe it'll help me pay more attention when I'm the one, on the other side of the screen.
Yeah, that's a great reason to take up volunteering here. Commentary tracking. Just watch races, take notes, talk to the runners.
Yeah,
ask
for
why they
sure.
did things.
For sure, yeah. So does anyone else have anything they want to add?
I just wanted to thank everyone involved in the broadcast, Speed Gaming, Slam, Kale Maga for putting this on and everything. I think Asi mentioned there was a different commentator for game 1, so whoever that was, thank you. Shout out to Asi for being patient with me and helping me out. GG's to deysano and Words. And yeah, I guess I'm moving on to the next round of the upper bracket, and I'm looking forward to it. So thank you again.
Oh yeah, and that was Empath. Empath was the commentary for you guys' first race, so thank you to Empath as well. Yeah, I kind of jumped in. I was like, nobody was signed up for the second race, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I will go and embarrass myself commentating for the first time, but hopefully I didn't do too poorly.
Thank you for coming, and GG's cUstOm Aussie Words. Thank you for agreeing to mentor me, and thank you for all the helpful videos along the way that have helped me massively improve. And thank you to everyone organizing the tournament. Appreciate the time here.
Absolutely, don't forget, give everyone a follow. You viewers, that's your civic duty. Go ahead and follow our runners and mentors and tracker and commentator. Sorry, I think I cut you off, Aussie.
Okay. Yeah, thanks everyone here for putting on the restream. Thanks for the race, deysano, Words. GG cUstOm.
GG's, and with that, I think we'll go on and close up. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Stick around. We've got some more races later tonight. Looks like Heckin, Haley, and Braythorn will be competing against each other. 8 Eastern? What is that? Oh, in like 7 minutes.
Yep.
Nice. So
Like
maybe
right now.
we'll clear the stage for them. I'm not sure what Speed Gaming they're going to be on, but keep
I can
your
look at, hang on. It is Speed Gaming main channel. Speed Gaming 1.
Speed Gaming 1. Go to Speed Gaming 1 if you want to watch some
Yep.
more Super Metroid Map Rando Mentor Tournament racing.
Woo.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
See you next mission.